Greetings, medieval comrades, and welcome back to Bee's Knees, our lovely little settlement in Foundation. Today, we're going to see what's going on with the trade. I believe we have enough to open the trade route. Oh, and housing is insufficient. We're going to deal with that in a second. So, we can go to trade routes to open our trade route, unlock trade route, and then miss planks. Where did they go? Why am I blind? There they are. And let's say 25. We want to keep 25 planks, and then everything above that will be sold. At the same time, we could already start buying tools, but tools are very expensive, so for now we will keep it this way. Ooh, expand the territory. You've made great strides recently. A light-hearted woman recognizes your progress and thanks you in behalf of her folks for your hard work. To help manage the village and enact new mandates, she suggests building a manor house and a great hall. Let's put this advice into practice. So, let's buy a new territory. Now, we can inch towards the river already. There's also a lot of space over here. And there's of course more inching towards the river on this side, but this white band is the edge of the map. Another good thing to consider is, where are the rocks? Not really seeing them right now. The rocks being the mineral deposits. Oh, there's some over there across the village, but surely there should be some closer. Are those our mineral deposits? I think they are. So we could also go towards them, but I think we should go towards the river because that's where we want to be. Now, in deciding between these two, let's consider a little bit. I think just based on the shape, we should go here first. Common path tier 2 reached. Well, congratulations to us. And here we learn about monuments. Monuments are probably my favorite part of this game. Monuments represent the greatness of your village. They are an assemblage of multiple buildings called sub-buildings, each with its own function. The first step to making a monument is to choose an initial sub-building you wish to add, then design it as you would for a multi-part building. Don't worry about deciding which sub-building to build first, as you can add as many sub-buildings as you wish and then edit them afterwards. So this is really cool. Basically, what you saw with the market is kind of the same thing that we can do with other stuff. Look at how many parts the market has now. We could actually take this out and replace it with a nice... Oh, this needs to go away. New building parts available. I know. We can put the red market tent in here, and there you go. And look at all these other elements that we have. They are so cool. It's one of my favorite things, is how modular everything is. You could really just customize it to your heart's content. Now, path 2, oh, also all of this has just been unlocked. We'll talk about that in a moment. But we have reached the second tier of this business, and we can unlock farming already. We can unlock the stonemason hut, which we should because we can sell those stones. But essentially, there's a lot of these like improvement things. So lumber camp improvement. For example, let me show you. I wouldn't necessarily buy this at first. You don't really need it. But we could now add all of these parts to the lumber camp. They're part of the same building, but they can add another worker. All of these add another worker, or these actually add 2. You have a little post, and the nice thing is that some of them look really cool, and they'll even engage in activities around it while sort of idling. It's a really, really nice little detail, and it's a good way to decorate your town and be kind of an effective decoration. And then of course we also have these wood depots, which count as storage. Now the thing is though, they cost tools, and for our purposes tools are money because we have to buy tools. So I wouldn't necessarily build these early on. We're perfectly fine with having the wood that we do. And also, if you compare the price of this, for example, the price of the warehouse is no tools. Stones and planks we can make ourselves. Tools we have to import, and not cheap either. If we go to our trade, you can see that each tool that we buy costs us 6 gold coins. So if something costs 2 tools to make, you can sort of think of that as costing 12, I know how to do math, 12 gold. It is true, however, that the warehouse itself does require an upkeep of 2 gold per month. So there is a lot of, like, which is better? Early on, I would suggest that maybe these are better. I think in the demo, maybe their upkeep was a little bit different. Also, why does that one not spin? That one spins. But you could always use it as decorations as well, which is one of my favorite things. It's just like, let's put that there and we can have 10 more wood stored. But again, we don't need this right now. Let's focus on the stuff that we do need. So first things first, we just bought the extra territory, and now also we need to build a manor house. Now we have to unlock that. So we go into the progression. Let's talk about the labor, the kingdom, and the clergy, because this is a very big element of this game. So in addition to prosperity, which is made from these things over here, you see we get prosperity points from beautifying our place, from splendor, population, commerce, territory, and wealth. All of that goes into prosperity, and prosperity is what governs our unlocks. And those are unlocks in the common path. Now with these 3 progressions, there are 3 different sort of tiers, 3 different estates that in Foundation and kind of that governed medieval life. If you ever saw a documentary, they usually talk about the fact that you had the people who worked, the people who fought, and the people who prayed. And so you have the labor, the kingdom, and the clergy. 3 very separate wings of medieval life. And each of them has a separate progression. The labor tends to focus on government and workers and stuff like that. The kingdom focuses on military. There is no on-screen combat in this game, but there are military elements. You get an army, you get to send it off screen to fight, and you have something called fortification, which is a trait that it's like supplying water to your people. You also have to supply fortification in a way. And then clergy governs the church life. So of course we already have the ability to build a church, but actually, no, I don't think we have it yet. We'll unlock it soon. But the monastery is also a separate thing, and you have monks and nuns living in the monastery, and they produce a whole separate set of resources. It's really, really cool, and it's essentially 3 different progressions, and they used to be quite mutually exclusive, but now this is a lot simpler. So, yeah, let's go and unlock the manor house so that we may build it. So the manor house will fall under administration, and we also have, this is a DLC thing. This is the manor house. Let's go ahead and think about where we're going to put this manor house. We could kind of fit it in there. Let's see. And the good thing is that each element of a building, of a monument, so this is a church, a monastery, a fort, or the manor house, has different elements. And you can either build one manor house with all of these elements contained within, or you can go and build several different ones. Now, because we're quite early on, you could also build these as extravagant as you want. Because we are early on, we will build it very small. But what I mean by as extravagant as you want is that you could literally make your manor house just be the world's biggest and chonkiest building in the world. There is snapping, but I've just quickly disabled it so that I can just do, something ridiculous. And it's just like, yep, this is my manor house. And you can see that will cost an upkeep of 20. It will cost 166 planks, 24 tools. And as you size elements up and down, it changes the cost over in the lower right. So just keep that in mind when you're building. You can actually be extravagant, or you can be fairly conservative with how much you're going to be spending. And because it's this early on, I'm going to maybe make something small. They want us to make a great hall, and we can do that for now. Now, I think that I quite like the idea of creating a little passageway. I love this. Anytime that you have a little medieval setting where people can walk through a little arch, I love that. And they will walk under here. You can see that the red here, the internal view, that means that like we need to provide access to the house, and the blue border shows that they can actually walk through here. Blue border is where it is unwalkable. Okay, and then I think we want to move this further in even. So just like that. And if you really want to make sure that they walk through and not around, we could even say forbidden, like that. And now they'll have to walk through here. Okay, and then once a path is established, you can remove that forbidden zone. But usually they will walk through the path. We don't have to do that, but that is what you can do. When you want to force people to walk a certain way, you could just forbid the stuff where you don't want them to walk, and it'll be fine. Also, actually, we can clean the wood cutting zone, because we don't have any wood over here. But we can cut the wood over here. Okay. Also, why is there a hole in our residential place? Bloop, bloop, bloop. Lovely. Let's see if they can build a house over here. They said housing was insufficient, so let's give them some space to build more houses. Okay, so now that we have this, I don't only want that. Let's unlock decorations real quick. That'll be under our progression. We click on the prosperity icon and on tier 2 decorative. And I want to add a little, I think we just have to, when you've unlocked new building parts, there's a little trick to it. And I think it's just start building a new building, abandon it, go back. Yep, there it is. Okay, so this will be our great hall for now. And then I think I just want to add... We could add... Wait, hold on. How much is the tax collector? Is that a thing that we could unlock yet? Goods market. I see no tax collector. Is that over here? There's the bailiff office and treasury. Am I blind? Oh, maybe that's a later situation. Oh no, there is. We already unlocked it. Why was I looking for it? We already have it. Okay, so this is the thing. We can make the tax office, and we can actually make it part of the same building. You can see if these red things are connected. Hold on, let's just build a door here so that I can show you this. So even though these are technically two different elements, they share an interior, so you don't need a separate door. You could just be like, this is also the tax office. We could add this vestibule. Well, that doesn't look very nice, does it? Would need to be taller. And then this would need to be taller. I don't love it. We can make the tax collector a separate building. Maybe. I don't know. Let's think about it for a second. Let's just see. What are we doing here? And how are we doing it? Actually, I don't mind this being a little bit taller. For the tax collector, they do also need... So you can see here what's needed. So the Great Hall needs a visitor location. So we'll say, where do the visitors, where do we want them to wait when there's a visitor to our town? And we could just say, hey, wait over here. We could also put the door on the other side, given that this is the village center. You can turn snapping on and off. I have this bound on T. I don't remember if that's the default, but I've used T for eternity as the snapping on off switch. And so... I think that's relatively nice. And then, now we can lower this back down to where it was. It's very cute. Well, we could also bring it up a little bit. And then we can think about adding something else. We could, wait. What happens if our building was this shape? Oh no, that doesn't work very well because it's different slants. But that's one of the fun things about Foundation is you just sort of get to play around with it. Ooh, this large entrance is actually pretty cool as well. But again, it's not really giving us everything we want it to be giving. Now, the tax collector needs a room. It needs an interior access, so a door, and it needs a light fortification. Now, if we make it part of the same building, that actually will count for everything. And fortification is that thing I was talking about before that the military buildings will be providing, but also the manor tower, both the major and the minor. You see this icon down here provides both of these. I know I'm kind of jumping around today. I hope that this is clear. We have a lot of things that we've just unlocked at once, and I feel like they're all really cool, and I'm just like, oh, this is cool, and that's cool, and this is super cool. So sorry if this is a little bit much all at once. We're just jumping around. But yes, so each element, so either the Great Hall, the tax office, any other part, later we'll have monuments that have way more parts. It has certain requirements. So the Great Hall needs a room, a part named visitor location. This is this visitor location, and an interior access, which is just a door. And the tax office needs a room, it needs light fortification, and it needs interior access. Now, fortification is this thing that is offered by the tower. And actually, the taller the tower, you can see that the more fortification it offers. But for now, we just need this. It will kind of offer it to itself. It's a little bit of a silly building here, but I think it kind of does its job. We could actually lower it down again. Let's see. What does it look like if it's lower? Which do we prefer? Like that? Like that. That kind of looks nicer, but you know what I'm curious about? What if we turn this around? Oop. Don't want to bring the door with me. Nope. Bring the door back. I just wanted to move the door over there for a second. There's a window on this side. And on the other side, it will be obscured by the tower anyway. So if we go back up... I think... Oh, it's kind of sad that the windows are not... See, now we're getting taller and taller. Is that too tall? Is that too tall? Interesting. How much does it cost, the whole thing? It will cost 3 maintenance, many of plank. You know what? Oh, it's always so hard to decide because there's always this balancing act between I want something really nice and attractive and I want to be conservative with how much money I spend. It kind of doesn't fit super well into this tiny village, but we gotta also think about the fact that things will be growing. Our houses will be growing eventually. We can also actually, we can easily grow this thing later. So we can keep it small for now. And if the surroundings grow, we can make this thing grow. I do wish there was a fortification piece that was not this large tower. But I think this is good enough. Okay, and then another thing that you can do, if we just move the entire thing backwards a little bit, and we take the tower and we move it back as well, is we can decorate the front here with walls. Now we still have a little bit of money, so let's go ahead and unlock. We already have unlocked fences. So we go over here. There are fences that you can place manually, like boop, 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 boop. Or we can place these fences, which go like this. And you can actually make the fences either squared or rounded. Now, obviously we don't want this because we want people to be able to walk through there. But it is kind of an idea of like, if you're gonna have a tax collector or something, I usually like to give them a little bit of like a gated entrance. I think that's kind of cute. But yeah, so we can also see maybe we make the fence here like that. A little fence like this. So they have to approach it. Boop, 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 boop. I like little things like that, little additions. Alternatively, we can use this fence, this rope fence, which we just place manually. I'm just worried that if we build this fence too close to there, it might block the entrance, which would be undesirable. And as always, if we want to fit other things together, you can just basically grab any element and just move it. Okay, and then for the final touch, we want to put in some benches. Now I'm going to go for the austere bench. The benches currently have a little bug where it shows the location thingy, whether it's accessible or not, as red no matter what. But trust me, they do work. I think that's basically all we want. And then we could move the Great Hall's little thingy here. We could say that any visitor needs to just wait over here. And we'll see what that looks like. And if we don't like anything, we can always move it. That's the best part about Foundation. You don't like something? Move it, change it, resize it, spin it. Which I'm gonna do with this window. And maybe bring it down even more here. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better for now. I do want a little bit of a glimpse of a window. There we go. Lovely. And then we can just say build all. And they will build this stuff. So let's see. Housing still insufficient. Oh no, they are building now. They're building more houses. So houses can also increase their density. Oop, there's one. Why are you building it so far away? There's space over here. Space. So we can increase the density of the houses, and one of the things that increases that you require to increase the density is the fortification, which is the thing that is provided by the tower. So that's nice. All right, let's let our people build this thing. Are our builders all assigned? We can assign another builder now because we have 4 more unemployed people at the moment. We also want to make sure that our woodcutters are full and our sawmill is full. Excellent. So now we just gotta let our buddies build. Ooh, stuff's built, and the church is available. Advice followed. Loads of things have happened. Let's reduce the game speed a little bit. Improving lumber camps. Okay, they actually want us to improve the lumber camp. So let's accept this. Your woodcutters can't keep up with the demand. Exhausted, they plead for more villagers to help. They also suggest recruiting a forester, as it would ensure ample forest in the future. And improving monuments. Like normal buildings, monuments can be improved by adding new sub-buildings and editing existing ones. You can also change the function of a sub-building or destroy any sub-building you want. Yep, tis the thing that I said. So if we, for example, want a new Great Hall that looks really cool and we're like, oh, well, I don't want to just delete this building because I like what it looks like. Then you can just reassign it to something. And later we'll unlock something called a treasury, which just increases your coin capacity. So the treasury is a real nice thing to just be like, well, I don't really need my building to do anything right now. I'm relocating like the Great Hall somewhere else, but I want to demolish this, so this will just become a treasury. And it's really nice. Okay, what do you want? Collecting taxes. The villagers were concerned they might not have enough coins to develop a prosperous village. After much deliberation, they decided to build a tax office and contribute by sharing some of their earnings through a house tax. Wonderful! Village decorations. Your villagers would enjoy decorations. They will increase the desirability of an area for better housing, also provide beautification, which improves your prosperity. Nice. Look at all this advice we just got. Game said, you're doing it wrong. All right. Well, we can do all of the things that they want. So the first thing they asked us to do is to build a forester camp. Now the forester will just ensure that we can regrow some of these woods that we've been chopping down. We can put the forester on this side. For now, I think that that's perfectly fine. I also think we could probably have 1 or 2 people living in this location, so I'm just gonna paint a little bit of residential here. See if anyone is enticed to move in. We do eventually want to make our way towards the river. Taxation. Taxation is a type of income available for the labor estate. You can dispatch tax collectors from the tax office to collect coins from your villagers. The weight of each residential tax can be set on the taxes page of the royal book. Increases in taxes will let you earn more coins at the cost of villagers' happiness. Higher status villagers mean higher revenue, while higher density housing means coins accumulating in one place. More coins. So, basically, we can assign our tax collector at the tax office. The manor house shows both. So we could just assign Pasha is our tax collector. Yay! Tax office now stands. Wonderful. What do you want? Message from the kingdom. The kingdom acknowledges your hard work in establishing your settlement. We got free money, baby. Earning influence. An isolated community of fishermen is looking for a kind-hearted builder. They need help constructing a bridge to connect their village to the rest of the realm. They don't have much to offer, but they promise to spread the word about your generosity among the laborers. We do have a really good level for a builder, so we can send it at a 90% win rate for a good result. Yay! We did it. We got some influence. Now, if we get 25 labor splendor, so each of these progressions has a separate splendor, which is something that you get by building more stuff that's related to their stuff. So you can see here, the fortification icon looks like that, the splendor icon looks like that. And if you attach decorations as part of a labor building, then you will get labor splendor. If we make these same decorations as free build, they will not give labor splendor, they will give beautification. So that's a thing to consider. Okay, so we got the forester camp going. They also want us to increase the capacity of this place with at least, just at least one improvement, doesn't matter what kind of improvement. So we could put a snoring post or a napping post. Or a munching post. All very important parts of a lumber camp. We could actually move this whole lumber camp out here. Although we will also need to lumber over there. We can leave it for now. No need to do additional labor. Can make this little thingy in the back here. Or over here. You don't have to have it too close. Oh, it does say too far when you go to a specific location, but if you build two next to each other, they'll be fine. So that is another thing to consider. Let's just put, let's put a munching post back here. I think that's fine. And what do you want? Meeting the elders. The elders, the most respected leading men and women among the region's laborers, heard of your village and wish to make themselves useful to your people. They brought welcoming gifts, mainly tools, to ease your villagers' lot and pledge their allegiance. It's very important to have tools. Free tools is one of the best things. Alright, so we must increase taxation. So we go over to the royal book. We've hired our tax person. And we will say, what's our happiness right now? It's not amazing. So we'll just say this. For now, that's enough. Okay, so we just did like 3 things at once. We'll just have to wait for that to happen. The forester, improve the lumber camp, assign a forester, assign a new woodcutter. Okay. And now the final thing, let's decorate. They really threw a lot of stuff at us, but it's nice because you get to really... Oh, look, someone's using the bench. You get to kind of choose which things you're going to do. Why did that just disappear? We could put that here. Or, oh, you know what we'll do? My favorite decoration. I mean, we have to do one of everything, but I want to show you my favorite decoration, the lantern post. Why? Because you can put the lantern post inside of something and have it hang like that. It provides lighting, and on daytime that's not as striking, but if we switch the thing to night, it really shines. It's so nice. And on dusk as well, and technically in rain too. So I highly recommend decorating your place with loads of stuff, especially lights. Okay, so they want us to put a rose bush somewhere. I'm gonna say that the rose bush for now, we could just put the rose bush over there. Let's put it here. Then they want us to put down a bench, a terracotta bench specifically. And that can just be over here. Don't want to accidentally obstruct the walkways. So maybe somebody can sit over here. Let's hire another berry picker. I notice our berries are a little bit low. And then a young oak planter. Feel like maybe the oak could be right around this part. Yes, and then honestly the bench could go. Bench, come with me. There we go. That's great. And last, they also want a rope fence. A single rope fence, I kind of don't know where that would go. We could just connect. We could just put it right here. There. And they want us to put a road sign somewhere. Sign. We can have one here. There's a little crossroads. Oh, it's got a pretty chunky zone of unwalkability. There we go. Advice followed. And let's wait until this is built. Okay, so the forester camp is built, and so is the lumber camp. For the lumber camp, they just want us to assign another woodcutter. Actually, our wood has been kind of low, so I'm gonna assign another one. And they also wanted us to assign a forester. which is a very good idea because we've been eating away at our wood. So we're going to paint a forestation area, and the forester will essentially just replant the forest over here. And it's going to be nice. And you can actually take it to your town and you could just be like, reforest everything. You could just have a little tree over here, for example. Now, this is actually a useful thing to learn. Some buildings require a designated zone to operate, which you can organize via their building window. So you'll notice that this is not a reforestation area that we painted here. It's actually per forester. So you paint an area for the forester themselves to reforest. And that is what she's doing. I've currently paused the plankage just so that we get a little bit more wood. We have a lot of wood coming in, and I think it's going to be, or a lot of wood being required to build new houses. So let's get rid of that. And then now we're just waiting on the taxes. That's going to be our final advice of the day to follow. And also earlier, I kind of glossed over it, but we did unlock the church, which we'll be building next time, which is quite exciting. All right, let's just make this happen. You can see the forester planting the trees, and the workers are building the houses to make the housing sufficient. People have been quite unhappy because we haven't really been providing enough housing, but it's not my fault. It's not my fault that the housing is insufficient. I'm just the leader. All right, there we go. We're gonna slowly inch towards the coast. There's more space in all directions, and it would make sense sort of to spread evenly from your town center, but we want our village to kind of be mostly around the coast. So that's where I'm gonna spread so that we get to this island, which is gonna be really, really fun. I think we might put a wall around the entire island. We'll see. But yes, let's move towards the island, shall we? All right, let's take a look at how the gold is coming along. Currently, our monthly profit from taxes is 8, and we needed to get to 10. So there's 1. Now we're just looking for 1 more coin to accumulate somewhere. With more houses comes more money. There we go. This is gonna happen any moment now. As our tax collector goes by and goes, give me money. Hey. Give me money. Give me my advice followed. Oh, I think she has to maybe bring it home as well. Oh, girl is working hard. Housing insufficient. Now, why don't you... There we go. Advice followed. Why don't you guys settle in here as well? That would be nice. Yay! Advice followed. Okay, everybody. This is where we're going to stop it for the day. The trees are regrowing. Nature is healing. The sawmill has been rejigged. I'm going to check if the important sawmill still doesn't show up as important sawmill. It does not. Interesting. I think it used to if you renamed a building. Either way, thank you all so much for hanging out today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to do all the things that you do when you've enjoyed a video. Make sure to like and comment and tell me what you think about it. I'm sorry that today we were a little bit scattered. I like to be helpful and provide information as we do stuff. And I'm pretty sure it would have made more sense if I just was like, here's taxation, A to Z. Here's the wood cutting, A to Z. Here's all of this. And we were just kind of doing like 5 things at the same time, progressing each of them a little bit. But the start is kind of branching in all directions as it really gives you a lot of freedom. So I hope this wasn't overwhelming. If it was, let me know. I could make a tutorial video or something on some of these concepts because I love Foundation. I have many hundreds of hours of gameplay in it. So anything that you're interested in, if you have any questions, let me know. I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, And yeah, oh, and come say hi at twitch.tv/lelling. We're playing a lot of Foundation there as well. There it is, twitch.tv/lelling. Come say hi. And otherwise, I'll see you here in the next one. Have a nice rest of your life. Goodbye. Stay solidary, everyone. Bye-bye.